Well, the Supreme Court is expected to rule on President Biden's student debt relief plan as early as today. Ali Hashemian from Kinetic Financial is joining us now with insight as to how it may impact all of you. Welcome to you. So what can we expect if the Supreme Court upholds the decision?
Well, approximately 40 million Americans would benefit from some sort of debt relief, with approximately half of those people seeing their debt wiped out entirely. There's $10,000 worth of relief that's available to almost everybody, and then another $10,000 on top of that if they qualify based off of their income. And this is important because managing student debt is difficult, especially for people that are just starting out their careers, they're trying to support their family, they're trying to save for retirement, and the added costs of servicing student debt can be really financially devastating for their long-term financial plan.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big factor in trying to budget, like, do I owe this debt or not? But if it's approved, it could cost the government approximately $500 billion, right? So let's focus on the larger economy and the country as a whole. What kind of impact do we expect to have it on the national economy?
It's no big deal. It's just $500 billion, right? Now, that's $500 billion. And people sometimes forget that, but it could lead to a lot of things. First of all, we're concerned that Wall Street might react unfavorably. We could see a decline in the markets. It could definitely push inflation to an even higher rate than it is currently. The Fed has a lever that they use to combat inflation, and that's interest rates. We saw that earlier this year when the Fed implemented some aggressive rate hikes to help combat this rampant inflation. But the last thing is probably the most concerning, which is the possibility of higher taxes in the future. You know, I'm all for government spending if it helps our economy, if it helps our society, but we have to manage spending because at the end of the day, this money's got to come from somewhere. And if people haven't thought about the future effects on taxes and what kind of tax strategies they can implement, this is probably the best time to do it. That's the subject of my book, Overtaxed, where we talk about 6 different tax-free strategies. Right now, people really should be looking at where they can save money on taxes and put themselves in a better position for the future.
Yeah, so back to the student loan, though. On the flip side, what happens if the Supreme Court rules against the administration?
Well, people should really start thinking about what that means. Payments would restart and their loan balances would not be going down due to debt relief. And a lot of people should be looking at where their service providers are, what their options are. You know, some people haven't paid any student debt for 3 years because it's been suspended due to the pandemic. And so trying to get back on top of this and making sure that it doesn't run out of control is really important. There's a lot of great tools and calculators available for people online that they can look and learn about some different repayment options. Some of these repayment options could drastically lower their monthly bills.
Well, at least that's better than credit card debt.
I guess so, yeah.
Right? It's a lower interest.
That's a nice silver lining.
I mean, if you have credit card debt and a mortgage and student interest, right, that's probably maybe the second best of the 3.
I would say so, but the problem is a lot of people are carrying all 3 of these.
Right.
And so it's piling up pretty drastically, again, especially for somebody that's just starting out their career.
Right, and of course that's going to be the calculus the court is playing into it, right? Given the state of the economy and the interest rates, it'll be interesting to see what they decide.
Yeah,
Thanks
definitely.
for joining us.
Pleasure's
Appreciate
all
you
mine.
breaking it down as usual. And you can find out more information about Ali and the student debt crisis by going to kcalnews.com and clicking Seen on TV.